Simon, why do you think Peter Dutton has become so competitive? It was really hard to turn around what happened with Morrison in just 3 years, but he's now within striking distance.
Yeah, I think it's very much about Labor's failures. I mean, we've sort of joked on this show before that governments get voted out rather than oppositions get voted in. It's very much about that. I think effectively there's a disconnect here that's this government was seen to put so much effort and so much priority onto the voice, and if you look at those voice referendum results, that now mirrors beautifully where this electoral hurt is coming from. And so what's happened is those voters, they're saying to us in the groups, we heard a lot from them in the lead up to voice. They wanted us to vote for this thing. We didn't like the way they treated us in that lead up to the voice. No, they never explained things, but this seemed to be a real priority for government. And then they kind of disappeared from our lives. And this cost of living crisis took over. So the moment we really needed them, they weren't there. That's a major driver of it. But also, there is certainly, Peter Dutton doesn't play the bogeyman role in these outer suburban regional areas like he does in the sort of the middle class electorates back in the city, where they, in those middle class electorates, there's very much this sense of values disconnect around Peter Dutton. Not so in those outer suburban regions. They like sort of a bit more socially conservative. I won't say they're completely socially conservative, but a more socially conservative approach plays well into those regions. And his willingness to stand up with some bold ideas like nuclear. So people in the groups, they may not particularly think that nuclear is the way, but they like that at least we're sort of looking at some big alternatives and big ideas to solve these kinds of problems.
Yeah, and that has been consistent, absolutely, in terms of the feedback that you've brought us all year, Simon. It's been a great pleasure. Yes, the feedback is good, mostly. Not 100%, you can't have that, but mostly it is good. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time this year.
Thanks, Laura. Have a good one.